They are the white blood corpuscles or leukocytes. Leukocytes, they are responsible for the immune system of our body, very important cells or the defense cells of our body, which flow in the blood. It is a diverse group of cells because there are around five types of the leukocytes, and they are differentiated into two groups. One is granulocytes and another one is agranulocytes. Depending upon the presence of the granules, especially lysosomes. So granulocytes are those WBCs which have the presence of lysosomes as granules in them, and then agranulocytes are those WBCs which do not have the presence of granules. So now let us see the granulocytes. They are 3 in number, and agranulocytes, they are 2 in number. Neutrophils, granulocytes, they consist of the neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Then agranulocytes, they are monocytes and lymphocytes. Now coming towards the neutrophils, neutrophils are around, they constitute around 60% of the total count of the WBCs, 60%, so they are the most abundant cells among the WBCs. They move by means of the amoeboid movements inside the blood or into the tissues, and they engulf the bacteria by the process called phagocytosis. So, and then eosinophils, they are the cells which are around 1 to 3% in our blood. So these eosinophils, they are responsible for attacking the large parasites like worms, which are present in our body. Those parasites or the worms, they cannot be engulfed by neutrophils. So large number of the eosinophils, they cluster around the worms or the large parasites, and then they secrete the powerful digestive enzymes, and then they cause the destruction of the large parasites. Now basophils, the number 3rd, basophils are around 1% present in our blood. They control the inflammatory reactions. Sometimes we suffer the tissue damage, and at that time these basophils, they secrete the essential histamine and heparin. This histamine, it dilates the blood vessels, and it ensures the possible supply of the essential nutrients towards the site of the injury in the tissues. But at the same time, heparin is also secreted, because heparin is an anticoagulant. It will not allow the blood to coagulate till the time the essential nutrients reach the site of the injury in the tissues. So the basophils, they control the inflammatory reactions by secreting histamine and heparin. Now I would like to discuss the platelets. But before that, the number of the number of WBCs, that is lesser than the number of the RBCs. They are around 5,000 to 10,000 per cubic millimeter of blood. So now I would like to discuss about the blood platelets. Now the white blood cells that lack granules in their cytoplasm, they are monocytes and lymphocytes. So monocytes are around 5% of the total blood cells. They engulf the bacteria and the dead cells and other cell debris. And then lymphocytes are they're also abundant. They're around the 30% of the total blood cells. They are found in the lymph nodes, they are found in thymus, then they are found in the spleen or tonsils, etc. Then there are 2 types of the lymphocytes. They are B cell lymphocytes and T cell lymphocytes. B cell lymphocytes, they secrete an important protein called the antibodies into the blood, and those antibodies, they are responsible for protecting us against any foreign particles. And then T cell lymphocytes, they are specific in their functions. They kill specific cells like bacteria, or they kill virus infected cells, or they kill the cancerous cells or the cancer cells in our body. So these are the leukocytes. These were the leukocytes, granulocytes and agranulocytes. They are also called the scavengers of our body, and they are the important cells of our immune system. They are the cells of our defense system. So now coming towards the blood platelets. Blood platelets are actually not the they are not the cells, or we can say they are not the they are just the cell fragments, and they are not the entire cells but the cell fragments. They are derived from the larger cells called the megakaryotes, and their number varies from 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs per cubic millimeter of the blood. They are responsible for the clotting of the blood whenever we suffer any damage or anything, when there occurs the blood loss in our body, and at that time these platelets play a role in the clotting of the blood, because they are able to secrete the enzyme called the thrombokinase, and that thrombokinase it converts the inactive enzyme inactive prothrombin into thrombin, and this thrombin along with the fibrinogen protein helps in the coagulation or the clotting of the blood. Sometimes what happens, if this number falls below the normal, that time a person may suffer an abnormal condition that's called the thrombocytopenia, as these platelets are also called as the thrombocytes. So that time the condition arises that's called the thrombocytopenia. Likewise here I would like to add in the leukocytes. If sometimes the number of the leukocytes that falls below the normal, that is the normal range is around 5,000 to 10,000 per cubic millimeter of the blood. If it falls below the normal, that time we say that the person suffers from leukocytopenia. And if the number it increases above the normal, then that time the condition arises that's called the leukocytosis. So this was all about the blood. Now in my next lecture I would like to discuss about the circulation and the structure of the heart. Thanks for watching.